They say, forgetting is a mercy, but what if something feeds on what we lose? In the cracks between streetlights and in the corners of your childhood home, it waits, an ancient thing that lives on the memories you no longer remember losing. Its whisper isn't heard with ears, but felt deep in the soul, a language buried by time yet feared by all. And once it finds you, what you forget may be the last thing that made you human. It was a bleak October evening in Eldermire, a forgotten town nestled deep in the thick, whispering forests of New England. Eldermire was the kind of town you passed through and never stayed in. Decay clung to it like ivy. Its buildings sagged in defeat, paint peeling like dead skin, and shadows lingered longer than they should. Most people left, driven away by the silence or the lingering unease that crept into their bones. But not everyone could leave. Anna Beckett had lived her entire 28 years in Eldermire. Thin, intense, with eyes too old for her age, Anna had learned early on not to question why so many faces seemed to vanish from the town. Raised by her grandmother Clara, she was always warned about the whispers that floated through the night, about something the old woman called Velmorrak. Clara, stern yet loving, had spent countless nights by Anna's bed, eyes sunken with fatigue, muttering strange prayers in a language long forgotten, candles flickering shadows upon her worried face. Velmorrak, Clara would whisper. It comes for those who forget who they are. Anna used to laugh at her grandmother's warnings, superstitious ramblings, she thought. That laughter faded when Clara herself vanished one night without a trace. All that remained was a hollow sense of absence and a note scribbled hastily. Don't forget me, Anna. Don't ever forget. Anna never forgot. How could she? Now, years later, she ran Eldermire's last operational business, a small bookstore named Memoria. Stacks of aging volumes filled every corner, their spines faded, cracked like dry earth. The air inside was heavy, laced with the scent of mildew and ancient paper. Anna found solace among these forgotten stories, absorbing their pasts, fighting to keep memories alive even when people themselves had vanished. But lately, Anna felt something change in Eldermire. Something dark had awakened, its presence like oil dripping slowly down the back of her spine. And others had felt it too. People she'd known since childhood had started to forget their own names, wandering blank-eyed through the streets until eventually vanishing into nothing. Then, on one particularly fog-heavy evening, Anna first glimpsed it, Velmorrak. She'd just closed the store, the key trembling slightly in her fingers, when she saw something flicker in her peripheral vision, a figure standing in an alley, tall, gaunt, draped in shadow, its limbs impossibly thin and angular, shifting like smoke against the bricks. Its eyes glowed faintly, a milky, phosphorescent light. Anna froze, breath hitching painfully in her throat. A cold sensation prickled her spine as a strange, guttural whisper echoed softly, filling her mind with dread. Ishnakvel Kora. Words from no language she knew, but each syllable made her blood run cold. When she blinked, the figure was gone, replaced by emptiness, an oppressive silence that screamed louder than noise ever could. Anna's pulse hammered as she rushed home, locking doors and windows, pulling curtains closed tight. But sleep brought no safety, her dreams infested with visions of endless shadows, forgotten faces and hollow eyes. She awoke gasping, clawing at the blankets, repeating her grandmother's warning. Velmorrak comes for those who forget. Days passed in growing fear. Others began disappearing more frequently, each leaving behind only vague echoes of who they were. Old photographs, discarded clothing, half-finished meals. Anna was determined to fight. Armed with old texts from her grandmother's hidden collection, She pieced together fragments of folklore. Velmorrak, a being born from emptiness, fed upon memories, the forgotten moments, the unlived lives. It thrived where despair grew thickest, growing stronger with each soul it devoured. One evening, researching late, Anna jumped when a sharp knock echoed from the bookstore's door. She opened it cautiously to find Marcus, her oldest friend. His dark eyes looked strained, fearful. "Anna," he whispered urgently, stepping inside and locking the door behind him. "I think it's after me." Marcus was usually unshakable, strong, witty, comforting, but now he seemed like a terrified child. Anna grasped his hands. They were cold, trembling. "I keep forgetting things," Marcus admitted, panic growing in his voice. "Simple things. My mother's face, Anna. How could I forget her?" Anna held him tight, desperate, her own fear barely contained. "We'll fight this together," she promised. Marcus nodded, a fragile hope briefly lighting his face. They huddled among old books, candles flickering around them, whispering stories of their childhood, holding tightly to memories they feared losing. As the hours slipped away, Marcus's voice softened, his eyes glazed. His words faltered, fading. Anna clung tighter, desperate, heartbreaking as his eyes began to dim. It's coming," Marcus gasped, staring past Anna into shadows she dared not acknowledge. "Velmorrak, it's here." Anna spun around, heart stalling in terror. Velmorrak stood there, hunched beneath low ceilings, shadows pooling at its feet. Its elongated form seemed barely solid, skin rippling with smoky tendrils. Those milky eyes stared into her soul, whispering once more, "Ishnakvel Kora." Anna, tears streaking her face, screamed defiantly, "Leave him alone. Remember who you are, Marcus. Please." But Marcus only stared back emptily, hollow eyes reflecting nothing. He stepped forward, reaching out to Velmorrak as if hypnotized. Anna's pleas shattered into sobs as the shadowy arms enveloped Marcus, absorbing him completely, leaving only emptiness behind. "Why?" Anna wailed, grief tearing through her. "What do you want from us?" Velmorrak tilted its spectral head slightly, its voice painfully clear in her mind. "I am what remains when all else is forgotten. You will remember nothing, Anna Beckett. Nothing but me." Anna suddenly understood. She felt her own memories flickering, childhood laughter fading, her grandmother's face blurring at the edges. Terrified but determined, she stumbled backward, grabbing frantically for something, anything. Her fingers brushed an old photo album, opened to Clara's smiling face. "No," she whispered fiercely, gripping the photograph as a talisman. "I won't forget. I won't." But Velmorrak surged forward, its form enveloping Anna. Coldness seeped into her bones, memories slipping like grains of sand through clenched fingers. Darkness consumed everything until only her grandmother's voice echoed distantly, growing faint. "Please, don't forget me." Anna closed her eyes, focusing desperately on that voice. Then, unexpectedly, silence. When Anna opened her eyes, she stood in her empty bookstore. Everything seemed as before, but strangely faded, colorless. The shelves were empty. Eldermire outside lay silent and deserted. Anna knew instinctively what had happened. She existed now only in Velmorrak's shadow world, a purgatory of forgotten things. She was alone, the last memory keeper, the last remnant of a forgotten town. She cried silently, despair thickening around her. Then the voice returned, whispering faintly from shadows now part of her very being, "Ishnakvel Kora." And Anna Beckett finally understood. She too had become Velmorrak, the keeper of forgotten memories, endlessly waiting to consume the next soul who dared forget